There is something I keep noticing in people around me, and honestly, in myself too. Waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Giving up the second things get hard. Dreaming about a big life but doing absolutely nothing about it. And the scary thing is, most people do all of this at the same time without even realizing it. I know because I did it too. And I'm from Gaza, where circumstances give you every excuse in the world to stay stuck. So today, I want to talk about this in an honest way, not from a comfortable place, from exactly where I am right now. I'm Mohammed from Gaza. I lived through 4 wars and I saw things that most people will never see. I lost my closest friends and I lost some of my relatives. I lost my dream job and every single client I had. All of it during the war. And right now, and today, I'm fighting two battles at the same time. Securing enough freelance work to keep me and my wife alive. And trying to build my dream at the same time. Every single day is a war between survival and ambition. And the hardest part that I'm fighting alone. No one is guiding me. No one is taking my hand. Just me figuring it out in the dark. And that's exactly why I care about this so much. But let me start where I think we should always start, with honesty, because I get it. I really do. When you're exhausted from just trying to survive, when everything around you feels completely unfair, the easy option doesn't feel like weakness, it feels like relief. I know that feeling, and I have been there. I have told myself, maybe this is just not the right time. Maybe when things calm down, I will start. Maybe when I have more money, more stability, then I will go after it. And honestly, that makes complete sense. But here's what I also know, and this is the part that keeps me up at night. That voice, that reasonable, logical, completely understandable voice, is the most dangerous thing standing between you and the life you actually want. Not your circumstances, not your lack of money. That voice. Every single time we avoid the struggle, every time we skip the discomfort and take the easy way, we are making a trade, and most of the time, we don't even realize we are making it. We trade a moment of relief, a few hours of scrolling, a day of just getting by, for our growth, the person we are supposed to become. I remember days where I woke up with a dream in my head and fear in my chest. And the fear won. I didn't open my laptop. I didn't work on my business. I didn't take a single step forward. I just sat there thinking and overthinking, scrolling, telling myself that tomorrow will be different. And tomorrow came, and the fear was still there. And I did it again and again. But I wasn't resting, I was shrinking. And before you know it, you look up and wonder why you feel empty, why you feel like you are not becoming the person you know you could be. That's not an accident, that's the cost of the trade you have been making quietly every single day. But here's what I want you to understand, and this is the part that I think changed everything. The struggle is not just about the result. It's not about I pushed it through and now I have the skill. It's about what happens inside you while you're pushing it through. I remember the first days of the war. Everything around me was just destruction and death and fear. The kind of fear that sits in your chest and doesn't leave. And in the middle of all of that, I opened my laptop. I kept working. There was barely any internet, barely any electricity, but I kept going because I wanted to prove something, not to them, to myself, that I deserve my place, that I'm still here, that I will not disappear. But they chose to let me go. They hired someone else and moved on because I couldn't keep up. No internet, no electricity, no way to work. My circumstances made the decision for them. But in that struggle, I learned something no shortcut could have ever taught me. I learned that I'm someone who shows up even when everything is falling apart. There is a whole garden inside of every single one of us. But that garden only grows under tension. And when you keep skipping the struggle, you're not just avoiding discomfort. You're keeping your roots shallow. You're leaving the best version of yourself sitting there, waiting while you scroll to the next thing. And I think about this through the lens of where I come from. In Gaza, you don't always get to choose your struggle. The struggle chooses you. I didn't choose to lose my friends. I didn't choose to lose some of my relatives. I didn't choose to lose my job. Even I didn't choose to be trapped and stuck in Gaza. But I did choose what I did with it because I realized something I could not have learned any other way. Pain either destroys you or defines you, and you decide which one. Not your circumstances, not your government, not the war. You. The people I have seen hold on to things that should have been breaking them. They had one thing in common, a purpose bigger than themselves, something that made suffering mean something that is no shortcut can ever build inside you. Now I want to be honest with you because honesty is the whole point of this channel. I don't have this figured out yet. There are still days where the fear wins, where I wake up and the weight of everything just sits on my chest and doesn't move, and I do nothing. And there are moments where I look at everything I'm trying to build and I think, is any of this even worth it? Am I just fooling myself? I just sit with that question sometimes longer than I should. But I am choosing to keep going anyway. So here is what I am choosing. I'm choosing the struggle. I'm committing right here on camera in front of you to building $1 million company from Gaza. From one of the hardest places on the earth to build anything. And one day I will leave Gaza, not running away from it, but walking out on my own terms, with something I built with my own hands, because I believe deeply from everything I have lived through that the struggle is not just about the obstacle between you and your dream. The struggle is the path, because I believe deeply from everything I have lived through that the struggle is not the obstacle between you and your dream. The struggle is the path. There is no another way. So I want to ask you one thing, and I genuinely want your answer. What is the perfect moment you keep waiting for before you will start? Tell me in the comments. I don't know how this journey will end, and that's the point. I only that I'm tired of waiting and tired of fear. If someone from Gaza who lost his closest friends, lost some of his relatives, every single client I had, and is still trapped in Gaza, If he can still dream and still build, what do you have to lose? As Steve Jobs once said, stay hungry, stay foolish. I'm Muhammad from Gaza, and this is just the beginning.